Hi, this is David Coe with Freedom Growth, where we help our clients invest in real estate passively using their IRAs and 401ks. In a minute, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine, Christina Suter with Ground Level Consulting. Christina is a real estate investment advisor, mentor, and coach, and she helps her clients build, manage, and optimize all kinds of real estate portfolios. Christina also runs a For-Investor by Investor group, or FIBI, based out of Pasadena. And at Christina's FIBI group, they focus on real estate and the different macroeconomic factors that will affect someone's real estate portfolio. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you, David. It's good to be here.
Glad to have you here. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about your experience as an investor?
Wonderful question. Let me tell you, I started at 17.
17?
17.
Wow.
I've been investing for over 20 years. So I definitely have invested in single family, multifamily, flips, lot splits, condo conversions. I've done a variety of stuff, all on the residential side.
Oh, great. Well, as someone who has built a successful real estate portfolio, what are some of the elements for both your portfolio and your clients? What elements make up a successful real estate portfolio?
It's a great question. I find that really the things that I go for in an efficient portfolio is I want some solid cash flow, I want some kind of sense of appreciation, and I want diversification. I want to have it diversified between active investments, passive investments, as well as maybe across territories. I've invested all the way from Hawaii to Washington, D.C. So those are basic things. But then there's one other element that I'm well aware of, having done this for so many years and from working with all the clients I've worked with, the personality. The personality of the client and of myself really dictates whether or not that's going to be a good investment for me. Am I going to enjoy my portfolio? Am I going to be able to run it efficiently? What's my talents and what's my personality? Otherwise, I don't sleep well at night. Very
good advice. You mentioned kind of a range of both active and passive investors, but most of the people watching this video will be passive investors. I know when you're passive, it doesn't mean you can keep your hands completely off. What are some of the skills you have to manage your property managers? All right.
Well, first let's talk about that if you're going to do a passive investment, a big piece of a passive investment is who's your operator. I'm going to steal this from my friend David. Really, you can have a great investment and a bad operator, and I've been there and I've done it, and you end up with a crappy investment. But if you've got a good operator that you know can handle both the finances and the logistics of the particular investment, they can actually take a medium investment and make it good. And that's what you're looking for. So that's first. Then there's just if you're going to be an active investor, if you're going to have a portfolio where you're actually going to have apartment buildings or office buildings, real straightforward, here's my suggestion. Every Monday you send out an email to your manager. Have on it a list of current projects and projects that are finishing. Every Wednesday expect some kind of response. Thursday morning, email them back. That way you have a real set response. They're used to you being actively involved in the building without you ever actually having to show up every week. Then about once a month you look at your statements, and once every 6 months you evaluate the overall return on your portfolio. You do that, you actually be able to manage a relatively diversified and large portfolio in 2 to 3 hours a week.
So setting up defined systems and following that pattern every single week.
Very good. In and out, yep.
Very good. Well, for newbies that are just getting started, you know, I know there's a lot of obvious things they look at, but there's probably some not so obvious things that they should be considering before they start investing and building a portfolio. What are some of the not obvious things they should be looking out for? Well,
the first thing that I always suggest, which I did spend some time doing but only a couple years into my investing, education, 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 education. Real estate, it's usually location, 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 but as a newbie, it's education. You really want to understand what are you investing in, what's the return on that investment, and what does a good operator even look like? So education to me is first. Then, you know, you got some other things down from there. So let's just start with that one.
Very good, very good. All right, one last question for you.
Okay.
I know you've never made any mistakes. I know I certainly have made no mistakes in real estate investing, but what are some of the most common mistakes that you've seen from people, both experienced and inexperienced investors that are investing in real estate?
All right, I love that question. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
One of the common things that I see is people take all their cash and they put it in 1 or 2 or 3 investments and they have no cash reserves. Every once in a while, a real estate investment goes awry and there's nothing you can do about that. The second thing that I see people do is, and I've learned this through the School of Hard Knocks, never have more than 1/3 of your net worth in any one investment. You don't really want an investment going straight on you that you have 50% of your money in. Trust me, I've been there. You don't want. So always 1/3. Also, if you're going to do passive investments, consider having 1/10 or even less in any one passive investment. So there's that. Now, there's one more, which is the one that I find is really important and where I spend a lot of time with my clients on. Is your real estate running you, or are you running your real estate? We put all this money in as investors. We actively look to have our portfolio support our life and our lifestyle and our mortgage and our rent and whatever. But if it's running us, then we're not getting the retirement or semi-retirement we were hoping for. So the thing that you want to do is just implement that system I talked about, so that you get some distance between the chaos of your real estate and be able to have the lifestyle that you supposedly are looking for and are choosing to be as an investor.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for coming by today and sharing your knowledge with all of us.
Sure.
If you'd like to learn more about Christina, we invite you to check out her website, Ground Level Consulting, or if you're in the Pasadena area, please check out her Phoebe group. You can find details on meetup.com. And then, of course, if you'd like to see some of the investment opportunities we have on our website, please check out the Investment Opportunity tab on freedomgrowth.com. Thank you very much.